This is Ron Higgins with the Shreveport-Bossier Journal, covering LSU here at Ponderosa on another this brutally toasty morning. It was extremely hot this morning. This was preseason practice number 6. It was draining out there for everybody, but they got some work done, and I got to tell you, defense is getting better, especially the secondary. Man, that was a concern maybe coming into this campus of all the new transfers, especially in the secondary, how they would fit in, especially Deuce Chestnut of Syracuse. Cornerback had quite a bit of starts with Syracuse. He transferred here when didn't play in the spring because he was recovering from injury. He has just gotten better every practice, and today, especially in 7-on-7 drills, and also some drills one-on-one with long passes. He had several PBUs, always around the ball, tough to shake. He's going to fit in nicely. He'll start. I think he can pretty much pencil him as a starter. Ty Alexander, Southeastern Louisiana transfer. We'll see how the rest goes. But Deuce Chestnut really stood out today. You could see from the very get-go, he was in on a lot of stuff. Again, several pass breakups. Interesting, once they got to the 7-on-7, I guess there were about 21 snaps. Probably 12 to 15 were won by the defense. The defense really played well today. Really did. They forced a lot of checkdowns from quarterbacks Jaden Daniels and Garrett Nussmeier. Made 2 picks, picked Nussmeier twice. First one, Nuss tried to fit a pass into Mason Smith, and Omar Spates, Oregon State graduate transfer, knocked it loose and popped up Sage Ryan, safety intercepted. And the second one, that was just a really bad throw by Nussmeier. I mean, one of the freshman tight end in the end zone, and Whit Weeks, the linebacker, clearly had position on him, was standing in front of him, and Nussmeier fired anyway. It was an interception. It was probably the worst pass of the day. But for most quarterbacks threw the ball decently. Daniels threw 2 touchdown passes. One was just a beautiful tight window pass back at the end zone to a diving Malik Neighbors. This would have been a ESPN SportsCenter highlights. It'd been the regular season. It was that good of a catch, that good of a throw. Again, we saw a lot of 7-on-7 out there. Aaron Anderson again looked good in the Alabama transfer. He's going to play somewhere, whether it's or 2 places, whether it's in the receiving rotation. He's really good on the bubble screens. Really good on the inside flips. I mean, he's got such speed. I mean, they want to get him in space, but they also put him in places. I mean, he'll be hell to deal with on screens. And I'm sure teams will be on high alert on screens with him, which will be a good thing because they can use him as a decoy and kill teams because they think they're going to throw it to him every time on the screen. So, I mean, I thought he played really well. Afterwards, we had a chance to talk to LSU offensive coordinator Mike Denbrock was our guy today we talked to. First time we talked to him this year. Might be the last, or until a bowl game. We don't get them that often. Basically, he talked about last year going to the FSU game, how many unknowns there were, and now that's just a whole different feeling right now out there. I mean, there's still things to work through. He said they're a long way from getting in the first game, in his eyes, but still things that they're working through. But obviously, there's so much growth at a lot of positions. There's so much more depth at a lot of positions than they were last year. So much of a better, more solid, confident feeling last year this time. It's natural. I mean, you came in last year with a team. It's first season under Brian Kelly, and still trying to figure things out in the preseason, still trying to get its quarterback kind of confident what they were doing. That took half a season. LSU played its worst game of the worst halves of the year against Florida State. Still lost on a block extra point at the end, and so they're really happy with the amount of depth they've added to it, especially the running back and tight end, wide receiver positions. Denbrock talked about some of the young talent he likes. He loves all the young tight ends. Sheldon Sansom, Calic High School, wide receiver, freshman. He earned some kudos from Mike Denbrock. You know, I just get the feeling as this team works every day, you can see them getting a little bit better every day. But again, today, it was really noticeable how much the defenses improved, especially the defensive backfield. And 7-on-7, you pretty much get stripped bare. It's defensive backs against receivers and a quarterback, and it's it kind of reveals a lot on who's winning those wide receiver defensive back battles. And today it was defensive backs. Just something that, again, I'll say this more time, it has been a major concern coming in, and might still be at game time in the season opener, but the progress you can see made just in a week or so with the defensive backfield, being in the right place at the right time, not getting filled on covers, not getting shaken, forcing the quarterbacks to check down to secondary receivers. It's happening more and more, and that's a good thing. That's not so much a bad thing for the offense, because it's a good thing for the defense. This offense is going to score points, believe me. But this defense, you wondered how good it can be. And you also got to consider, if the DBs are doing this on 7-on-7, what do they get to 11-on-11 when they have a pass rush? When they have Makai Wingo, when they have Mason Smith, you know, when they have the ends crashing in, when they have, you know, the linebacker, when Harold Perkins Jr. is running around all over the place, you can see that there'll be even more pressure on quarterbacks to unload, and defensive backs can make plays. But today belongs to the defense. A hot day, and we'll be out here tomorrow for practice number 7 if I don't pass out by then. Like a really hot day today, but we made it through, and we'll be here again tomorrow. This is Ron Higgins with the Shreveport-Bossier Journal and theronhiggins.com. Don't forget to go to theronhiggins.com for all the videos and all my stories, even the ones that aren't in the Shreveport-Journal.com. There'll be a lot on there. So go to theronhiggins.com. It's free, and you can find all my videos on theronhiggins.com and on my YouTube channel, Ron Higgins. So enough of the obvious self-promotion here. We'll see you tomorrow.